CBS 21 News begins with breaking news.
Breaking news out of Harrisburg. Chaos strikes the Kipona Festival. Take a look at this. 3 people have been hospitalized after a driver blew past the barricades on Front Street and barreled through multiple people attending that festival. It's 11 o'clock here at CBS 21. I'm Candace Scalise. You can see police already apprehending this person. They have somebody in custody. Right now, we are working to learn who this is and what they're going to be charged with. Officers say the driver drove past the barriers to the festival at Front and Forster Street. We're going to get more video coming your way, a few technical difficulties. But what we know is that this driver stopped down near Cranberry Street. So they traveled all the way down Front Street, essentially. We're bringing you team coverage of some shocking information tonight. We have Maxine Rose, Yasmin Cowan, both live. You both spoke with officials and witnesses about what happened. Maxine, let's start with you with the facts about this case. What do we know so far about this driver, what happened, and what happened following the event?
Yeah, Candace, well, we know from police that the driver went around the barricades at Forster Street and came all the way down to Cranberry, as you said. You can see here that there are actually vendors and city workers still out here right now, just about 5 hours after the festival was supposed to be wrapping up. Clearly a much different scene than what we saw earlier today, but let me show you that. So earlier when we got here around 6:30 today, there were at least 41 markers identifying different items like shoes and personal belongings from people who were just trying to leave that scene there. Crime tape was still up. And as we were standing on 2nd Street earlier tonight, we of course heard all of those ambulances. We saw a fire truck go by, police cars rushing over to the scene. When we got here, people clearly distraught by what had just happened only about 15 minutes prior. But still, there was definitely an unusual calmness in the street as many were in shock. Still, so many questions left unanswered at this time. Were police by the barricades that she had went through up by Forster?
At my knowledge, no. There was no officers up where she made the impact point, but officers were stationed throughout the park, and currently at the time when the vehicle came through, officers were clearing out the park because the festival was over.
Police say 3 people were injured. Those 3 people include a child, a woman, and a city worker who police say was trying to stop the vehicle. Police say they are not aware of any life-threatening injuries. And after the Kipona fireworks were canceled for safety concerns last year, the city is once again having to address those concerns.
The city is safe. These are random acts that unfortunately sometimes are controllable and sometimes are not controllable. It is something that this could have been a worse off situation than what it was, but thankfully the injuries were limited, and hopefully everyone and the victims are going to make a full recovery, and then we'll just continue to try and work on safety protocols and making sure that the festivals are safe for everyone to come out to.
Continue to try and work on safety protocols, he said. Well, we know at this point in the investigation that it is not known whether the driver was impaired. But what we do know is that this happened all around 6:15, the last day of the Kipona Festival. All of that just wrapping up. Police say the moments that the driver ran through here all happened in just under a minute. Reporting live in Harrisburg, I'm Maxine Rose, CBS 21 News.
Maxine, thank you. And we are getting a lot of video into our newsroom tonight, including video of people on the scene being hospitalized. That is a boy being put on a stretcher there, the child who was injured. It's the kind of scene that could be traumatizing for a lot of people who were at the festival with their families just a few hours ago. You can see all the police on the scene. You can see the ambulance workers. CBS 21's Yasmin Cowan was there on the scene as well. She's continuing our team coverage tonight. You spoke with witnesses who saw what happened. I know one woman didn't want to show her face, but got really emotional when you talked to her. So what are they saying tonight? What are people who witnessed this? How are they doing?
That's right, Candace. It's very quiet right now, but it definitely wasn't this way earlier today. For some people, Candace, it was pure pandemonium after seeing that red van barreling through the crowd. People thought they were gonna get hit. They were literally running for their lives. And take a listen to that witness, because she was 5 feet from where it all happened.
I was able to turn around and look and tell my children to move just in the nick of time. Bodies are just flying the place. And I was just enough time to tell my kids, y'all move, y'all move.
Chaos erupted in the last hours of the festival when witnesses saw a red van driving down the pedestrian-only section of the Kipona Festival, blaring the horn.
There was a baby seat in the car, and then I look away, and then I look back, and they're just going full speed, like about 100 miles per hour or something, ripping through.
People say they heard yelling and families running, scared for their lives, afraid they were going to get hit.
The horn was blowing like crazy, and she was just going like this, and I'm like, what is wrong with this woman? And honestly, with me, I really don't feel safe coming down this end no more, because that could have been my whole family, my grandchild, all of my daughters, and my husband, and myself.
And Candace, I want to show you here on State and Front Street. You can see that the sidewalks here are very close to the street. There are people walking in the middle of the road. So you can only imagine that that driver could have hit even more people. So people want to know, what was the motives? What was the motive from the driver? Why did they do this? And just they want to know too, the people that are hospitalized, will they be okay? I mean, again, it's Labor Day. People were coming here as a family-friendly event. They didn't expect for this to happen. This was the last thing they thought would happen. I mean, this was the last thing on their mind. Candace, back to you.
Yasmin, thank you. I know it's shocking for a lot of people. In fact, a lot of people commenting on Facebook right here on our CBS 21 Facebook page. And I do want to mention, police are saying that the 3 people injured are in fair condition tonight, so we do know that. But people reacting on Facebook, talking about the victims. Courtney just saying, I hope that they're okay. You know, really scary moments here. We have Whitney saying, wow, we were just there yesterday. This is so sad. I relate. I was there Saturday morning. DJ Sound says, my wife was there with my kids. Thank God she didn't stay too long. She usually does, basically. Joshua says no more plastic barricades, either police cars or cement blocks. Weatherford just had a carnival on Cranberry Street, and there was cement blocks on every exit and entry. T says, yes, they are okay. Thank you. My youngest is still a little shaken up, but unharmed, thank God. And then David has another question about barricades here. Were the barricades even filled with water? Someone needs to do investigating. Barricades on the sides of the streets were empty, easy to push aside. And then Tom just simply says, what's wrong with people? So I know this is impacting a lot of you. You can head to our CBS 21 Facebook page if you want to comment.